So this is an example of a pre-event massage on the lower extremity. So we're going to begin the pre-event massage by just by gently mobilising the hip joint, so taking it in towards hip flexion to where you feel a barrier and you feel a slight restriction, and just gently working towards that where you feel a slight limitation in movement. You could also mobilise and move again gently in towards lateral rotation, and similarly in towards medial rotation, just where you feel the slightest bit of restriction. So we're looking to improve range of movement by starting with this sort of technique. Then we lower the limb down and start by doing some soft tissue work in towards the quads. So pre-event massage is about getting blood flow moving, it's about invigorating the patient, getting them pepped up and ready to race and perform. So these should be really quick techniques to invigorate and get the patient properly warmed up. So lots of quick effleurage and petrissage. Just be careful that you've got enough lotion so you're not going to sort of affect skin or hair being pulled. So with our effleurage techniques, double alternating is really good. We're using your thumbs and your ulnar border, and you'll quickly feel like you're generating warmth in towards the muscles. If you'd rather use your ulnar border at this stage, that's a nice contact point where you're sweeping up through different portions of the quads, going in towards the medial quads, round towards the adductors. You can then move in towards some palmar kneading. So my left hand's going to get stuck in towards lateral quads, right hand in towards vastus medialis and round towards the adductors. Open C's brilliant for pre-event as well, where you're lifting up and grabbing the tissues with your finger pads. Or you can direct your force round towards the lateral quads, really grabbing, pinching, almost lifting the muscles up under your hands. To go around more towards hammies and the adductor group, so you can pull the fibres back with your finger pads from this position, which isn't too invasive and a nice way to get in towards difficult muscles to target. Other things for pre-event massage would be some deportment techniques. And just gently shake the limb out so nice and relaxed before we move in towards the knees and the calves. So to bring the knee into flexion, from here you can stabilise the lower limb, and to get in towards their gastrocs. So from here you can use your finger pads. So sweeping up through both those heads. So you can travel right between the two gastrocs. With your finger pads, you push in towards that intermuscular septum, and you can run up between those two tissues and drag up and then separate towards the top. So a bit of a deeper technique, but nice way to improve range of movement. With fingers here, you can get right in towards tibialis posterior, and also that soleus attachment in towards the medial part of the tibia. And the lateral side, you can get in towards perineals and also tibialis anterior from this position. A bit more focus work in towards the musculotendinous junction. So in this position, again, you can use your thumbs, your fingers, to target where the Achilles sort of blends in towards the distal part of gastrocs from here. Difficult to do deportment, but you can use your finger pads just to tap in towards the tissues from here, both the medial and lateral side again. Then on towards the Achilles, just circular work down towards that attachment site, and again you should quickly feel warmth in towards the muscles as you do it. Then to target the joints of the medial longitudinal arch, this hand can stabilise the rear foot, and your right hand can move that navicular on the talus in this position. You can mobilise the first metatarsal where it articulates with your medial cuneiform. You can also drag back with your finger pads, so you're pulling up through the plantar fascia. So my finger pads are nice and reinforced. I'm pushing in towards the plantar fascia, and then just scanning up towards the METs and MTPs up towards the top, just here. And gently, you could also articulate and mobilise the joints that make up the transverse arch from this position. Then to work in towards hamstrings and glutes, if you could roll over for me to onto your front. Then in towards hamstrings. So we're going to rest the foot in towards the bolster and expose the hamstrings so we can target these tissues. So same as quads, lots of really brisk techniques using your thumbs with effleurage, alternate work with your finger pads and your hands. You can knead in with the heels of your hand as well. So really similar to what we did with your quads, but just targeting the hamstrings. Last thing that we'd do would be just to do a bit of work in towards the glutes as well. And we're working through clothing, so it's not too invasive. We can start with the leg into external rotation, light pressure in towards the glutes, and just pull the leg back. So bring into internal rotation of the hip joint. So knuckles in, gently moving the hip into internal rotation. So your knuckles are going to be going through the fibres of glute max as you do it.